Hello and welcome to another episode of Abbey the Podcast Lady, and we are once again podcasting at the lake because it is summer. And this is where I'm spending pretty much every second of free time that I possibly have. Not just because, it's the lake and it's summer and we want to be outside and enjoying the nice weather in Minnesota for the very few months that we have it, but because the internet is way better here than it is at my house. And I can not for the life of me figure out why I live in a highly populated area with the worst internet on the planet. It's just baffling to me. So I am working from the lake today and I needed to record a couple of podcast episodes. So I figured we would set up the camera and do just that. And the one thing I really wanted to touch on for today's podcast episode is when to ask for help with your podcasts. Like, when do you meet that threshold of needing someone else to step in and get something done for you? Because I'm kind of reaching that with a different project I have going on right now. I am launching my first full online coaching program. I have done online courses in the past, but this one is like my first full official coaching program launch. It's Bet on Your Podcast, and I'm really excited for it, but it is so much work. That's what they don't tell you about launching an online coaching program, is that it is a lot of work to get it up and running. If you're not doing it through something like Udemy or School, or there's like other online coaching programs where you basically just upload your content to it and they kind of help you with the SEO for it and whatnot. But I'm doing everything from scratch myself, so I own it and I own my content. And it is not only create the coaching program, which is for me a 21-part video series that will be walking people through everything from setting up your podcast, creating concept, creating cover art. I have tutorials on editing. I have tutorials on setting up your RSS feed. Like, all those get individual videos. So I had to write the scripts, record it, edit it, and now comes what I consider to be the hard work, which is building the website, setting up the email list, setting up the funnels for that. It's a lot. There is so much that goes into creating an online course that I feel like people don't tell you about. I feel like we see a lot of internet gurus going, I created this online course and this online community, and I'm making tens of thousands of dollars a month doing it. It's like, girl, that's a lot of work that goes into it on the front end before you even see a penny of that. There's a lot of money that goes into it before you even see a return on that investment. So that's kind of what I'm going through right now with the Bet on Your Podcast program. I initially wanted it launched by August, and it's looking like maybe more of a mid-August, probably around my birthday, which is August 9th of this coming out. So putting in the work, getting it done. But what I'm realizing is that is not my zone of genius. My zone of genius is podcast creation. My zone of genius is helping people with their shows, creating the content, editing the shows, making the videos, getting it on RSS, writing show notes, helping draft blogs. That's what I'm good at. I can do that pretty much in my sleep at this point. That is where I thrive. But building websites, setting up email funnels, setting up email campaigns, that is not my zone of genius. And nor do I want it to be. That's just not what lights my soul on fire. Am I capable of learning it? Am I capable of doing it? Yes. Will it be done to the absolute highest level that I can do? Yes. Is that someone else's highest level of what they can do? Maybe, probably. I don't know. Depends on the person. So kind of what I'm getting at here is I've reached the point in building out this online course where I have kind of tapped all of my own resources. I did the parts that I was really good at, which is creating the courses and the content and the videos and the scripts and the tutorials. Like, great, I can do that, no problem. That is easy to me. That comes very naturally. I know what I'm talking about. I'm the expert in that area, but I am really struggling with the website email campaign portion. And it's like, when do I need to ask for help? And so I wanted to run that through the filter of you creating your own podcast and realizing, when do I need to ask for help with this? Because it's just not what I know. It's not what I do. I'm not familiar with this. And that's not to say you're not capable of becoming a genius in that aspect. That's not to say that's not ever going to be your zone of genius. You can definitely learn it. We all start somewhere. We're all beginners at something at some point. Even I was a beginner podcaster at some point, just kind of floundering and figuring it out on my own. And now it's like back on my hand, second nature. So we all kind of reach that threshold of like, how much am I actually capable of? And then what's really sad is sometimes we get to the point of like a roadblock that we can't get past. And we're like, well, I'm just going to give up. I'm just going to throw in the towel. I can't get any further than this and I'm quitting. And that's the last thing I want you to do, is actually quit making your podcast because you don't know what you're doing, how to get past that hurdle, that sort of thing. So when do you ask for help? When you hit that threshold, when you feel like you're going to give up because you don't know how to do the next step, or you don't even know where to find how to do the next step. That is the point where you need to reach out to someone and say, hey, have you been through this before? Or do you know someone who's done this before that can help me? And maybe pay for some like online one-on-one coaching sessions, or maybe pay for an online course, or heck, even hire them to do something for you so you don't have to. That's where I come in with a lot of my clients. I like to say I let my podcast clients do, I think all parts of podcasting is the fun part, but the fun part that everyone thinks podcasting is, which is sitting down with a microphone and talking for an extended period of time, and then it's just a podcast and it's out in the world. There's actually a lot of back-end work that goes into it, which includes editing and content creation and show notes and distribution, and there's just so much that goes into it that is kind of unseen in the podcasting world that people hit roadblocks with. It's like they can sit down and record on their phone with a microphone and say, yep, I made a podcast, now what? They don't know to go to rss.com. They don't know how to set up that feed. They don't know how to set up their distribution. They don't know how to write show notes. They don't know how to repurpose their podcast into marketing assets for their business. And that's what I do for them. And that is like where I come in and help. And all of my clients have expressed to me how grateful they are to have me in their corner. A lot of them have said, I would not be doing this if it wasn't for you helping me through the parts that I don't know how to do and don't want to learn how to do. And I think that's the biggest thing when it comes to asking for help. Is it something you actually want to learn how to do successfully? Or is it something that you don't even have any interest or desire to learn how to do? My client Liz, we've been working on her podcast for many, many years now. And from day one, she's like, I want to do this, but I don't want to learn how to do the parts that you love to do. She's like, I have no desire to learn how to edit something. I have no desire to create the content that goes with it. It's just not her thing, but she loves making her podcast. She loves recording it. She loves interviewing people. She loves sharing what she knows and sharing her knowledge with the world. She just has no desire to actually like do any of the elements to create the show, which is fine. And knowing that is her threshold of like, that's where she would stop herself if there was no help. Like that's when you know to ask for help. It's with the things that you don't know how to do and don't want to learn how to do. That's when you find someone else to do it for you. Now, when it comes to me with setting up this coaching program, is it something I actually kind of want to learn how to do? Honestly, yeah, because I like learning and this is kind of in my realm of things that I seem to naturally latch onto. I struggle with a lot of these things at first, but once I kind of have the bare bones, the basics of how to do it, I'm actually very comfortable doing it. And then in turn, taking what I learn and helping other people do it as well. So this is something that I don't see myself outsourcing at the moment. It's something that I see myself kind of getting in the mud, getting my hands dirty, learning how to do it, doing it probably wrong a few times before it ends up being right. And I'm okay with that. Is it going to take more time and more energy and more effort and maybe even more resources because I'm so strapped for time right now? Probably, but it's not something I have the urge to totally offload and not learn how to do. So I don't see myself offloading this task. If that changes, I am more than willing to let you know. I am very open and honest about everything I do. So that is currently where I'm at with that. So when it comes to you and your podcast and you're hitting that roadblock and you don't know what the next steps are, ask yourself the question, am I willing to learn how to do this and do it poorly at first, or do I just not want to learn this at all? Is this something you're comfortable handing off to someone else and just having it done for you? I think that's what the real like test is when it comes to knowing whether or not to ask for help in your podcasting journey. And as always, if you are at that point and you're like, I don't know what the next step is, I don't know what to do, I don't know what I'm doing, reach out to me. That's what I'm here for. That's what I offer. Is you can either set up a call to pick my brain and ask me any question you have. That's really great for hitting like really specific roadblocks because I usually can help you pass them instantly in that sort of situation. So be sure to set up a pick my brain call with me and we'll get you past that roadblock and get you moved on to the next step. I also, like I said, have this online coaching program coming, which is going to walk you through start to finish how to start your podcast and get it going through episode 7, because episode 7 is the part where most podcasters usually fall off by. So we're going to try to get you past there. It's called Bet on Your Podcast. That'll be coming soon. And yeah, there's also other ways to work with me. If you want me to just handle everything for you, that's also an option. So if you are hitting that roadblock and you're asking yourself, I don't know what to do next, I don't know if I should ask for help or not, reach out to me. We'll work through it together. And in the meantime, just keep trying and don't be afraid to have to fail or redo something or learn a new skill and do it poorly at first, because that's how we all learn and grow and get better at what we're doing. So I will catch you in the next episode. In the meantime, please leave a 5-star rating and review on this podcast. It helps a ton. Share it with a friend who might also be hitting a roadblock in either their podcast or just what they're doing in life. And I will see you next week.